Kamala Harris campaign came out with an ad encouraging women to basically lie to their husbands and vote for her behind their husband's back, create division in the home because your man is pressuring you to vote for Trump, even though Trump's bad for you. We're going to dive into it and also see how the liberals try to defend this, while some great conservatives call out how bad this advice is and the deep-rooted belief and manipulation and lies within the Harris campaign. It's itsSeanDaniel here. If you guys enjoyed the videos, consider subscribing. Let's see what I'm talking about.
One of the things that is happening, the Harris campaign and their surrogates are putting out these ads that are basically talking to women, and they're saying to them, hey, you don't have to tell your husband what you're doing in the ballot box. You don't have to say anything at all. You can just go in there and do what's right for you and yourself and your daughter and your mother or whoever.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose, you can vote any way you want, and no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walls.
And here is the response from Charlie Kirk, who is a pretty loud voice in conservative circles, to that line of commentary toward women in this race.
She needs people to basically lie to their husbands, which they are promoting, by the way, which I find that entire advertising campaign so repulsive. This wife is wearing you'll show it, wearing the American hat. She's coming in with her sweet husband, who probably works his tail off to make sure that she can go, you know, and have a nice life and provide for the family. And then she lies to him saying, oh yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump. And then she votes for Kamala Harris as her little secret in the voting booth. Kamala Harris and her team believe that there will be millions of women that undermine their husbands and do so in a way that it's not detectable in the polling.
And if I found out Emma was going into the voting booth and pulling the lever for Harris, that's the same thing as having an affair. That violates the sanctity of our marriage.
Preach on, yes.
What else is she keeping from me?
Exactly.
What else has she been lying about?
I don't even know what I just listened to. I mean, that's just so cringeworthy to hear that. And this notion of Donald Trump being chief protector of women is like trying to pitch to a crowd 1 + 1 = 5. I mean, he does not have a life story that says he's been very good to women across his lifespan. This whisper caucus that you speak of, I'm running into in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Georgia. This whisper caucus that consists of Republican women that are sick and tired of listening to this, sick and tired of being felt less than, sick and tired of being talked down to by Donald Trump and other Republican supporters of Donald Trump. And so I think you're going to see this whisper caucus show up. And they're not whispering. Hopefully, they're not whispering because they don't want their husbands to hear. Certainly, they should have adult conversations with anybody they want to have them with. But they're having a whisper caucus because they're part of the whisper caucus because they just know in their core what the right thing to do is. It's not to send Donald Trump back for another 4 years.
Why do they have to have conversations at all? None of us have to have conversations. If we want to keep our vote private, we can. And this idea that voting your conscience is undermining your husband, it's like, what century? What decade? What Leave It to Beaver are they stuck in?
It's cringeworthy.
I've heard people on the other side say the same thing, that you're going to see men voting for Trump and not telling their wives. I think the whole thing is it's all fine. Yeah. Everyone has a right to do that.
First of all, this guy, I doubt if he got honest, if he has a wife, if he's married, that he would want his wife to vote a different way than what she is telling him she's going to vote. Second of all, we have Miss hyper-liberal, feminine, progressive woman who has got to be a nightmare to be married to if she's married, that she doesn't even want to have to communicate. It's okay if you're in a bad situation in a marriage, yes, and someone's trying to pressure you to do something that's really wrong, okay, do it, do what you have to do. But to want to not be honest with your partner and get on the same page on something and do it in secrecy, man, this is one of the problems with hyper-progressive feminism in this country, not wanting to have unity, not wanting to be honest with your husband. Okay, this is the joint decision. Why? Because it's best for our country. No, you do what you want to do because it's better for you. How is it good to vote for Kamala Harris in the first place? And while it may seem wild what Charlie Kirk is saying, it's really not. You would want your spouse to be honest with you about what you're going to go do and vote. And the fact that The Harris campaign is trying to promote that you need to go and lie to your husband and vote for what you know is right. That's creating a whole division principle in our families. And we know that issues in America stem from the family unit, the family structure. When you have a bad childhood, you have a lot more issues to get over. Okay, yes, some people have more issues even when they have a good family. We know that. But it's so detrimental to have a divided household. And if you can divide the household, you can keep people down. They're struggling. Families can't band together, overcome inflation, overcome all the policies that the government decides to put in place to just benefit the elites. And look at how they're doing this. It's not even... Their campaign, again, is not a campaign of logic, love, care for our country, but even this is a lying and manipulation. That is an amazing example of the Harris campaign and how they're just based on lies, like all the other things we've heard Kamala say. Like how Kamala lied after Joe Biden had his disastrous debate. She tried to come up with some wigamawash answer about why it wasn't that bad, and she gets stuck. It's just another proof right here why we cannot trust what she says or her campaign.
What do you say to those voters who watched tonight and weren't sure that he is mentally fit?
Listen, he did not get off to a strong start in that debate, but he had a strong finish. And, you know, there was a slow start, but a strong finish. And the bottom line is this: let us not decide the outcome of who's going to be president of the United States based on a 90-minute debate. Let's measure that decision against the last 3.5 years, where we have seen extraordinary growth in our economy, where we have seen extraordinary growth in terms of what our standing in the world, what we have done to strengthen NATO and strengthen the relationship with our allies. And, you know, to get more directly to your question, Lindsay, I'm vice president 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I spent a lot of that time with Joe Biden. Whether it is in the Oval Office, where he negotiates bipartisan deals in a way that nobody can in this era. I spend time with him in the Situation Room, where he is bringing together leaders from our military and intelligence community to ensure America is safe. Where he is when he is on the national stage convening leaders around the world who I have witnessed go up to Joe Biden asking for his counsel and advice. That's the Joe Biden I see every day.
I know that all campaigns have lies and different things, but to the degree to which she does is so bad. Okay, yes, certain advertisements can be cut up and edited and stuff, but to create an ad totally trying to create the ideology and standard of lying within your household about how you're going to vote just tells you a lot about the campaign of the Harris team. And just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention and see that it's not bad to make sure you're united in the House, despite what the liberal progressive people will try to tell you. It's itsSeanDaniel here. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider subscribing or watching another one right here. And I will see you in the next one.